Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Yes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ebun, and it is your first time of seeing my beautiful face. In fact, after what I've been through, I am so grateful that I can even shoot this video. So the purpose of this video really is to share my experience with COVID and how I almost died. In fact, that's the long and short. See, guys, fellow subscribers, you need to help me roll on the floor, thank God, dance on the ground. I don't even know all the things you can do to say thank God I can still see this girl's face. You might not know me personally, you might not have met me before. In fact, most of you don't even know me personally or have met me before. But please, if somebody tells you somewhere that COVID does not exist, or is a thing of the mind, government conspiracy, or some pastors who have said baby Christians are the only one that used to wear face mask. See, if you don't have like 10 million naira in your account to keep, when I mean 10 million, I mean like you just have 10 million naira just there playing in your account, you don't have any agenda. The reason for that 10 million naira is just to dash hospitals. Please use your brain. As in, that's the best I can say it. So I'm going to be sharing my experience with COVID and all I went through. And the purpose is not to downgrade people or to drop people in the mud or anything, but it's just to educate human beings and be like, please wear your face mask. Please distance yourself from human beings. In fact, currently, I cannot even understand why in Nigeria we are even doing this NIM registration at this point in time. It's not a bad idea, but now during COVID, when they say there's a new strain, please, I don't even know who can hear this message and understand where I'm coming from. I feel like if you have not experienced it, what I mean, even when your family is there experiencing the effects with you, if you are not the one experiencing the virus, somebody cannot even truly explain to you what their body, mind, soul is going through. But I want to try and do my best to break this down in lame-term English. So, background, as you all know, I live in the UK. I came to Nigeria for holiday. In my house, we are effective Nigerians. My parents don't joke with rules and regulations. I follow the rules. I came into the country with a negative COVID test. I also did my 8 days quarantine according to the Nigerian NCDC rules. And I also came out negative after that test. In fact, to top it up, I further isolated myself after the 8 days just because I know how important health is. Now, my life keeps on going well. I'm hale and hearty. I was working from home originally, and then my working from home period ended and it was time for holiday. Yes, Christmas, as in, everyone, Christmas. And you people know I like food. I was ready for my pounded yam and a efforiro. As in the one that they have gunyon. The one that they pounded though, not the one that they rolled inside pots. The one that they pounded on Christmas Day. Hey, pounded yam did not go down my tummy. Not because I couldn't eat, but I did just feel my craving for that pounded yam was not there. And as we all know, pounded yam does not last after 24 hours. So, my numerous dogs, the 7 of them, in case you don't know, were happy to eat this pounded yam with stew because I did not give them that effort. God forbid. Anyway, on the 26th of December, I was feeling very weak. I told my parents I thought I had malaria because I was like, there's no, in my brain, COVID was not an option. I had not gone anywhere. I was negative originally. So there was no way I had COVID. There was no way COVID was an option. So I was like, it's malaria. Ebun. Finally, after 6 years of no malaria, the mosquitoes of Lagos, the demon, have attacks you. So my parents are pharmacists. They can prescribe drugs. Yes, please do not take drugs that are not prescribed by pharmacists. And then please ignore the background noise. As I said, 7 dogs. I was able to take Lonart, which is a malaria drug and anti-malaria. I took the first 2 doses the first day. I felt on the Sunday that I was getting better. So I was like, okay, I'm getting better. And had been on isolation for almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks already itself. And I was like, okay, I can go to church. Went to church, followed my rules, social distancing, masking. Please, in case you hear some wheezing, post-COVID symptoms, I was able to go to church. I didn't even have any problem in church. After church service, my mom's sister was going to come and see me, but I just felt as if, I was drained of energy. So I told my sister that I will go and sleep. My mom's sister never comes on time. My dear, that day, as Jesus will have it, she came on time. By the time she saw me, I had a fever. I was like, okay, normal malaria symptoms. It's malaria. You know when you know your body, you're like, I know this is malaria. My dear, malaria, that day I was so weak throughout the day. 27, still, that was already 27, still very weak, was just, and then that is when the symptoms kicked in. I'd already planned I was going to go and see my friends, and yes, so we're going to see the friends, going to go out, do all those things. Nope, I had to cancel all my appointments. I was like, there's no way. I paid for a photo shoot. I was like, okay, I'll still go and do my photo shoot. This is malaria. COVID was the least on my mind. In fact, I didn't even think of COVID, as in, what? I'm sorry. First of all, and I think this is one thing we need to go forward with, the mentality. I'm a Christian, I believe in God. And I was like, I cannot have COVID. God is backing me up. God has enveloped me. God has wrapped me in this sacred point of his love. Cutted all the, in fact, COVID was not, as I say, COVID was not in the brain of the human being I sit down here. I went for my photo shoot. Shout out to my lovely makeup artist and team. They did the photo shoots while I was weak and drained, as in, and the pictures came out mad. See some pictures just to entice you. Anyway, after the photo shoot and everything, my makeup artist saw how down I was. That makeup artist, Iggy's Signatures. In fact, you don't know how much I appreciate you. She booked an Uber for me to get home with my mom and my sister. We got home, and then on my way home, I just told my mom, Mommy, I need a drip. See, if you know me or know of me, I am the girl who they have tied to burglary. When I mean burglary, the bars of a house to give injection. Needles are not my friend. I was like, no, there's something wrong with me. As at this point in time, I'd already been taking malaria injections because I felt it was malaria and I felt like the Lonart was not doing anything. Please, my injections were given by a doctor, not by my parents, even though my parents are pharmacists and medically can give injections, but still by a doctor. Anyway, on the 29th of December in the night, my situation just deteriorated and I was rushed to the hospital on the 30th. So this is the first hospital. The first hospital is a family friend's clinic. This was where I was taking my malaria injections. They felt it was malaria I had, or probably malaria and typhoid. They ran some tests. They said I had malaria, which is, isn't, my dear, you can have, Nigeria is malaria, literally. So they ran malaria tests. I had malaria. They were like, okay, they will treat me with stronger things because I've not had malaria in a while, your immune system, things like that. And then they started treating me. Brothers and sisters, human beings of the Lord, if I tell you I can remember from the 30th of December to like the 3rd of January, I'm lying. All I know was that one night, my parents rushed me to Lagoon Hospital. Lagoon, prominent hospital in Nigeria. If you live in Lagos, everybody knows Lagoon. I got to Lagoon. They followed their procedures. Shout out to them. They put me in a tent originally. They said they had to do some things. They did whatever they needed to do. They did blood work. And then they were like, I need to go for a CT scan, that they will not do a COVID test, they will do a CT scan to see how my chest and whatever, lungs and I think chest and lungs, I think that's what it was for. And then I do that. So I've never entered an ambulance in my life. First time, in fact, it's the first time for everything. I got into the ambulance, which took forever. Lagoon. God will help you anyway. So it took like 3 hours before the ambulance came and took me to Lagoon Ikoyi, because I was in Lagoon Ikeja, where the CT machine was. I went to Lagoon in Ikoyi. They did the CT. Immediately they did the CT. The CT technician was like, you cannot keep her here. She has to leave. She has to leave. In fact, the way the man was even reacting, me that was sick, I was like, God, do I have leprosy? COVID was not still on my mind though. I was like, God, what is wrong with me? As in, at this point in time, my breathing was already shallow or shallower. I don't know whether that's correct English. And then I was like, okay. My mom was like, okay, let's go back. They put me in the ambulance. And then I got back to Lagoon Ikeja. When I got to Lagoon Ikeja, the doctor that met me from the ambulance treated me like a leper. That's the only way I can explain. I'm not a leper, so I don't know how lepers are being treated. But I felt like that was the feeling a leper would feel. She did not even explain to my mom what the test results said. She was like, move away, move away. And I understand that there's a fear that you don't also want to get COVID because you don't want to give your children, your friends, your family, your loved ones. But as a doctor, I was so disappointed. My mom even got angry. And when she realized that she was just being badly behaved, and she tried to compose herself, my mother was too infuriated to allow her to compose herself near me, because she had treated me as if I was a disease that had no cure. Anyway, from there they were like, oh, that they cannot treat me. A whole lagoon telling me they cannot treat me and saying I need to go to the infectious disease hospital of Nigeria in Yaba. And that is how in fact, if the infectious disease center is where they treat people for the Ebola and things like that. If you are what 93 days, that was the same place. The Nigerian movies on Netflix. See, you know when you say what you see in the movie, what is in real life? There. Now, when we got there were many people there. They were trying to treat people. The doctors were so few, nurses limited, and they were trying their best to attend to people, get folders, documents, do tests and things like that. I cannot even fault them at that point in time, because I didn't have energy to be knowing what was going on. I was just trying to take as little oxygen that I could take. I just kept on I just kept on feeling drained. If you go to IDH alone and you are the patient, you don't have family members, you don't have anybody with you, you're going to die. See, that's my conclusion. And Nigerian government, argue with yourself. It is my conclusion, it is my opinion, it is my thoughts. Yes, it is my own. Nobody can tell me what and what not to say. So luckily my parents were with me, and I'm so grateful that my parents are medical people. Like, because the fact that they were medical people helps that they could spot things that were wrong with me. Like things I did not even know. How am I meant to know that oxygen level used to reduce from people's blood? I just felt like, oh, I'm just being breathless. Or finally, they said they were going to admit me. Then they first kept me there for like 2 or 3 hours. They said they were trying to get a bed. Then they just said they could not have bed sheets. Oh God. In fact, in my state, I did not care whether there was bed sheet or not. Anyway, I would have laid down on the floor just to be comfortable. Then while you are in ID, they'll give you a list to go and buy all your things. Nobody's giving you anything free of charge. Oh. You buy your drip, your injection, your canola, your everything you are using, you are going to buy it, please. Because I said, I don't understand how Nigerians are this silly. Like, how much is face mask? One pack in order, maybe 1,000 naira. Drip, one drip is not 1,000. I don't know the price of drip. And I can assure you it's not 1,000 naira I spent in IDH on the list of things they asked me to buy. But let's just help you people small. My dear, They put me, I got to the hospital room. Now, I would not even say that the hospital room is bad. It was clean. The beds were well arranged. There was space. There was lights. There were fans. There was air conditioning. Like, I was not disappointed with the look of the place. However, as you all know, public toilets are not the neatest of environments. So that one I will not even comment on. But as for the hospital rooms, the Nigerian government tried. I don't know how much is in their budget for this thing, but I can say they tried. But let me tell you the part where they are not trying. A doctor, people are in pain. You think snoring is irritating. You say, oh, I cannot sleep when people snore. Oh, you would enjoy the snoring of IDH. It's like echoing. It's like thunder. Your breathing is snoring. It's that's it. Where are you breathing from? Do you think your mouth is going to be closed? Now, remember that people seem to wear face masks because IDH is structured. So there are places where when you have done your test and your result has not come out, I think it's called the room for unconfirmed cases. You will be there, and when they confirm you, they will move you to another ward. Now, the room for unconfirmed cases, at least your family members can come and see you. I don't even know whether that is a good decision. But, my dear, one of the reasons why I did not die was because my mother was beside me. See? In fact, I don't even know how to even put it. So they put you in the ward, and then they put you on your drips, and they come. My dear, because of the limited number of staff, medications are not taken accurately. Please, I don't know, anybody can share their own opinion if you were there. Things are not even done accurately. If you say you are meant to take medicine every 12 hours, don't even think you're taking it every 12 hours. It's not happening. Maybe you take it 10 hours today, tomorrow is 15. Tomorrow they tell you they don't take medication until 10 o'clock. Tomorrow they tell you it's 9 o'clock they start. A doctor came into the ward with people in critical situations and told us we don't ward today. Meaning that they don't check patients on this day. So if you are dying, in front of my very before, there's this beautiful picture that my cousin's husband puts in. Shout out to Demola, Lagos State Governor's photographer, I think. A lovely picture. I want to put the picture here. It's a picture of them carrying a dead body out of IDA, trying to educate people that COVID is real. That picture is a beautiful picture. But that picture doesn't even represent what you see in IDH. I am 27 years old to the glory of God because I was 27 during this COVID, during my illness. And in my life, I've never thought I would see somebody die. Like, people would die, people would pass away, you hear of it. But I never thought that I would literally see the oxygen leave somebody's body and then carry the person inside a body bag. I met this woman alive, as in, me and her got to the hospital the same day, the same time. I can remember her daughter being there with her, screaming for help. It's like a vivid representation I cannot remove from my head. Like, I still ask God that, God, please, one of the things I want to forget, like they said with COVID, you have memory lapse, which I have. One of the things I want to forget is that thought of literally seeing this woman take her last breath and seeing people put her in a body bag. Nigerians, how much is face mask? Where are you going to that is a do or die affair? I understand that we need to move around, we need to earn money for our families. Nigeria is hard. Please. In fact, I'm not even saying go and make face mask. Go and make it. And be washing it every day. I don't know how much it is to make face mask. 500 naira. And I know that I can explain. I don't even know how much it is to. If the Nigerian government can give every Nigerian one face mask, don't be washing your face mask every day. I don't even understand. Anyway, the IDH. So the day I left IDH was the day my parents knew that if they keep this girl here, they are going to kill their child. The oxygen tank. So on one particular night, I was in the heavenly host layer. That's what I call it. Where I was levitating off my bed, probably because I didn't have enough oxygen in my body. I literally felt like my brain was shutting down. I looked at my mom, who was sitting down and trying to sleep on a chair. And in my mind, I was like, God, this woman has 2 children. Is she only going to have one? Who is going to go back to my house in Milton Keynes and go and pack my clothes and my wardrobe? My mother will not have the mind to go. Is it my dad? Would they have to send my sister from medical school? Would it be my auntie in MK? Will it be my friend Elo? I'd already accepted that this night I'm going to die, because I was like, I couldn't hold on to anything again. There was nothing to hold on to. I could not hold on to my parents loved me. I'm sorry, your parents' love does not help you when you are dying. I could not hold on to, I have to live for a reason. There was nothing to be living for, because I just felt like my life was no longer my own. I was like, God, please don't let this woman die. Don't kill her as a result of the loss of it. You know, say the loss of a child can kill somebody. I was like, God, don't let my loss kill my mother. That was where I was. The doctor had come in and said that she had checked my oxygen levels, which she did not check. Apparently, they probably checked somebody's oxygen levels and wrote it in my charts. When they checked my oxygen levels, doctors that are watching this, my stats was reading 40s, 50s. Something they said that SpO2 level should be in the 90s. Heart rate, 38, 39. Please, I'm sorry. Is that a living human being? Blood pressure, 250. See, my doctor in the UK used to make a joke, or has made a joke with me before, that as big as I am, my blood pressure is so low. I was hypertensive, blood sugar. See, I'm not diabetic. I don't have, in my family, it's issue of diabetes and blood sugar issues. My blood sugar, in fact, I didn't even know that blood sugar can even reach that number. Like, I've heard of worse blood sugars anyway in this situation I found myself in. But I never thought that I, Eboluwa Adejoke, will ever hear some numbers in my life. I felt like my body was failing. In fact, that's not even fail. I knew my body was failing me. Like, luckily, God's intervention. In fact, if you said a prayer for me, like, if you just said, or you thought of me during these 3 weeks of, I call it like battle for the fittest. You know, that game, Clash of the Titans, or I think it's Clash of the Titans. I literally felt like I was battling for my destiny. I literally cannot even remember going to my 4th hospital. I can't remember. Like, all I can remember is that when I got to the hospital, the doctor made a comment saying, my case was, it was not like 50-50. Oh. 50-50 means that there's odds. Like, Mr. Oyewa, Mrs. Oyewa, the prayer you need to pray is not on this surface level. I'm just imagining, I'm not a mother, but I'm imagining somebody telling me that about my child. I say in the hospital, my mother has fainted in that hospital. The stress. Like, there's somebody in this life who come and tell me baby Christians are the ones that wear masks. I don't even know if it is even godly to say that. Like, I went to a Christian university, I'm a covenant child. Yes, I spent 4 years in that school. But please, even if a man of God, even if Bishop tells me I should not wear face mask, I will still wear. I'm sorry. Everybody's faith carry them to a particular extent. And you don't know the faith of your members. So don't say things that only your faith can carry. And this is what annoys people in the Christian kingdom. And this is what annoys me sometimes in the Christian kingdom. You go to church, they allow people to church without face masks. They should not allow you. Don't come and infect other people's children. Even when people are wearing face masks, they still infect people. Not the one they are not wearing. Some churches, they have moved their seating arrangement back to normal. Why should you do that? Nigerian government, close them. In fact, lock them up. Fine. What offering and tithe are you collecting? Yes. How much money? This is people's lives. At the end of the day, the church are going to without face masks. When they take to bring out 10 million naira to pay hospital bill, the church cannot afford it. And even if they can afford it, how many church members do they want to give 10 million naira to each? How much is your tithe? How much is your tithe? You to ask yourself. In fact, even people that have any salary that don't pay tithes. Oh yeah? That one is by the way. Anyway, I shall get to my new hospital. And when I say oxygen tank, I used to use 2 every day. And I was in hospital for 3 weeks. See, if you don't have money, have sense. If you have money, have better sense. Like, that's how I will put it. Like, it was just the grace of God. See, I tell people that I used to think that when it's time to die, you will struggle. No. Struggle what? I just told, I'm telling you, this is raw experience. I just told God, I said, God, so today is the day. I even think maybe that was maybe the 2nd of January. And I can remember thinking that my mom's dad died on the 2nd of January, around that. Maybe 2nd or 3rd of January. And I can just remember thinking, okay, maybe this date is going to be the date of death in our house. I can remember having that insane. Anyway, that was my COVID experience. So, and let me even tell you one thing about COVID. After you go through like the hurdles of COVID, there's the post hurdles of COVID. Sleeplessness. First of all, trauma. It takes the grace of God, strong-willed people. Like, I still have like flashback. I will not even lie. I just tell God when I have flashback, this is not my portion. I will not go back. It is not in my dynasty. My family will never go through this again. Is it the loss of memory? I'm sorry, what day of the week? Week of the day? What do you know? I said my life was a sleeping therapy. You know when you just wake up, sleep. Like there's 24 hours in a day. I used to sleep 48 and 24. Like I only used to wake, if possible. I say I cannot even remember going to the toilet. Like, and see, if you have, you see, let me even round it up by saying that if you are a child and you have resentment towards your parents, or you feel your parents don't understand you, or you feel like, I said, may I come from the richest family in the world though? I say it with pride and joy. In fact, maybe one of our next videos, I'll be sharing how rich my family is. The money we have in this household, even silver and gold safe. Please don't even joke with us in our, the Oyewa clan. But hey, the money God has blessed us with, both spiritual money, physical money, mental money. When it comes to prayer, they are fire for fire. When it comes with love, they are fire for fire. I always tell people that, see, I better not marry than marrying to a family that I don't like. Like it's not like my own. See, the love of a parent. See, no matter what your parents do to you, as in, see, yes, there are some bad parents, so people that rape their children, people, yes, there are exceptional cases, I won't even lie. But like, if it is not that deep, no matter what they have done, see, if you say you can even go and tell them sorry, is my mother, see, me and my mother like cataract on a normal day. But after this experience, that woman can kill me and I'll tell her thank you. As in, as I said, as being from a very rich, very, very rich family in the Lord, my parents slept on cardboard. My parents slept in car with mosquito. My mom will bath me. See, first of all, I'm not a skinny human being. My mom is skinny hot. I am like times 2 of my mother. She will bath me, mop me. clean after me in the toilet. You know something that you think that you cannot. No. See, my gratefulness to God is 3 billion. My gratefulness to my parents is 2.9. Like, then my gratefulness to all my prayer warriors, 2.98. So all of you just take one step down, because we have to do small hierarchy. Don't be angry. Anyway, please, the purpose of this video is not to insult anybody, it's just to educate people. Please protect yourself. Wear your mask. Do what is required. As I said, if you don't have 10 million naira, I'm not saying I paid 10 million, no. But I'm just using 10 million as a... See, if you don't have... When I mean 10 million, I mean like if you don't have 10... Some people say that some also are even taking 16. See, if you don't have that money... When I mean that money, I mean the money uselessly lying around. Though. Not that you have budget for the money. No. You just have 10 or 16 million just there, sitting down, lounging in an account. Like, oh, account is called useless. That's the best way to say useless. Or, in fact, if you have such money and it's useless to you, we just open a charity with this experience. Come and donate into my charity. Yes. If you don't have anything to use money to do, or if you just feel like you want to put your family members through stress, or you want them to be running extra skelter, or your life is too comfortable. Yes, that's the best way. My life is too comfortable. God has been too good. Let me just torment the world with stupidity and not do necessary things like wear face masks, socially distance yourself, wash your hand. How much is soap? I know things are difficult, but please, Nigerians, I'm even begging, because when I think about it, the average Nigerian cannot afford to treat COVID. What am I saying? The average. What is the... No. In fact, let me just end this video here, because if I keep on talking, 2 hours, COVID will not end. Anyway, let me just end it by appreciating everybody who is watching the video, who is educating people, all the doctors in the world who have put their lives on the line, nurses, healthcare workers, ambulances. In fact, even cleaners, people that clean your room in the COVID centers. Like, I am so grateful. I pray God keeps you, God sustains you, as in you are wrapped in his enveloped hands. This virus will not take you. Like, it will keep, the Lord will keep you safe. That's all I can say. And please, if you do not believe that there is a God, I use God to beg you. See, I'm not even saying that you should convert them. No. Just help me say this prayer. God, reveal yourself to me. Like, God, reveal yourself to me. Anyway, all our subscribers who have joined us, I need to appreciate you as well. You are so welcome. Yes, you are so welcome. I'm doing better. The Lord is my strength day in, day out. He's my upliftment. And I'm so grateful that you have joined the family. I hope to see you guys in the next video. The next video is my birthday party in the hospital. Oh, it was lit. Shout out to my hospital staff. In fact, those people are amazing. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.